Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another beautiful day with us on Live with Lloyd. I am your host, astronumerologist Lloyd Strayhorn. Well, this is the last day of the year of 2025. It is gone forever. Uh, Within the next 24 hours, well, actually less than 24 hours, we can look forward to greeting a brand new year. My role today, as much as possible, is to have fun, to give you readings, ask questions. There was a young lady in particular that made a donation that I didn't catch, so I'm going to make sure that we do that later on today. During the course of it, I would read now, but she may not be on, so I'm going to wait a little bit. But anyway, as for the day's forecast for the last day of the year, for Wednesday, December 31st of this year, 2025, what remains of it, the sun is in Capricorn, the moon is in the air sign of Gemini. It's a 3 universal month, a 7 universal week, a 7 universal day. So those in the viewing audience that are Pisces and Cancer, and those born on the 2nd, the 7th, the 11th, the 16th, the 20th, 25th, or 29th of the month, God bless you on this day. And I hope everything goes just the way you want it. Anyway, one of our main sponsors is numeralytics.net by Melinda Valentine. She was on my show about 2 Mondays ago. Gave an excellent demonstration of her astronumerical gifts and skills, and also presented an interesting calendar that you should go to her website to use. Also, she is the author of the seasonal reflection journals. This one is the Earth sign, since we're in the sign of Capricorn, which is Earth. Also, she is promoting a sale, so please take advantage of it. It's and it ends on the 10th, but on the live, all you got to do is put in Live with Lloyd 2025, 10% off Frequency Fashion Lab clothing. And you see there, she also ordered these beautiful cards. They're very unique. Is also the teddy bear on the right, and you get a 20% off keys chart for up until now. This is up until January the 10th, so don't be waiting to the last minute now. With purchase of the card, journal, or bear or membership subscription. So you have a choice of this to do. Also, Uchenna Hackett, Dr. Hackett of Trinidad Tobago, with his excellent book. And the brother's very deep. And it is Soul First Master 24 Hours Master Life, And it's about the ancient secrets to mastering time, wealth, love, and health. So you can't get any better than that. He's touched all the bases, and he also has a companion to it too. His book is available on Amazon, and so is this book too by Miss Kimberly Williams. She's The Business of Numerology, and it is designed for business owners. With so many people being laid off and whatnot, I think it might be to your best interest for those that are very entrepreneurial minded, independent minded, that want to kind of really go that extra mile to figure out how to do things, but in a more metaphysical way. This is the book to pick up on Amazon, and this is also her site. You go to Kimberly, Kimbaley, that's Kimbaley, to get the book. Also, she has a calendar too, a very unique calendar. As you see, it says at the top, second to the right. Also, for those of you who do decide to step out on faith, because the year is a year to be more independent, self-reliant, and step out on faith, this would be a good way to start. It's a AI reception type of thing to actually schedule appointments. It works quite well, and you get a discount off of 35%. Also, and we can't saving the best for last, that is Nicholas Brooklyn, my girl Monique, okay? She has really worked very, very hard, her and her family. They're at 1396 Fulton Street in Brooklyn, and I defy anyone to walk into that store and walk out with nothing. It's like that, but you'd have to see it. And if you look back about a month, early December, just before her birthday was on the 9th, I had on the show, and she took us as a tour around the store, and it was just amazing. So before we get into the show, and I want you to have your birthdays and whatnot, so we're going to have a lot of fun. I'm going to try to answer your questions, some of it. I hope I can answer it where it makes sense. Those that don't, I can't. I will explain it. But anyway, before we end, today is the next to the last day of Kwanzaa. Okay, founded by this distinguished gentleman, Malana Karanga, who was born on July the 14th of 1941, who will be celebrating his 85th birthday in the coming year of 2026. I started to say 1800, but that's way back. So as today is the 31st. So today is Kaumba, which means creativity, doing as much as we can to leave our communities more beautiful and beneficial, which makes sense to me. And as for tomorrow, January the 1st, it will be Imani, faith, believing in our people, our parents, our leaders, and the victories of our struggle. And I don't think any group has struggled more so in the African American experience than we have. But anyway, I do want you, I'm working on a project, and I want people who would like to participate with me to go to this website here, Lloyd-Strayhorn.com. So you see my name there, just put a dash in between it, put a .com at the end, go to the site. I do have an astronumerology calculator. And my purpose in the calculator is when you get there, you fill in your name, okay? And then it gives you a breakdown. But what I'm interested in as you go further down near the bottom, you will see this. If you look closely to the left at the bottom, you'll see that I have the elements. In other words, when I talk to you and read your birthdays, I tell you an earth sign with a water number or this, that, and the other. Well, your name has elements in it too, depending upon the number or numbers repeated in your name. So if a person's got a lot of fire numbers, that means passion. If they got a lot of water numbers, that means they're sensitive. They got a lot of air numbers, it means they're more intelligent and logical in their deduction. If you got a lot of earth numbers, that means they're more practical, down to earth. I don't care how excited you get, they keep it real. So normally we are a mix of both. And if you were to do a astrological calendar, astrological chart on yourself, you'll find that one of the things is they will tell you who you are mostly composed of. All right. So I want us to have some fun. And for those of you, I don't know where that's coming from, but anyway, for those of you who excuse me one second. For those of you who do participate, I would appreciate it very, very much. And we can do this. So let's see. Let me get off this screen here already. Okay, there we go. So now I'm going to answer questions. I'm going to give readings. And by the way, I think maybe I should start with the first one. By the way, I never ask for donations, which is always appreciated. Ain't like I don't need a donation. I need a donation and then sometimes, but that is not my goal. But some of you who do leave it, because what happened is I get so many of you that I don't get a chance to see everything. And by the way, I must say Happy New Year to my moderator, Empress Rel. I said today is her birthday. No, she's an Aquarius. She's born on January the 31st. So obviously I got excited. Okay. But so her birthday is a month from today. All right. Okay. So let's see. We're going to start. Okay. Let's go here. And okay, let me see something. Okay. Here we go. Okay, melanated brown. I tell you this, I talk about spoiling somebody. Thank you so much. It's almost like, where is she? Okay, it's like she's got to be here. But I do thank all of y'all for spending your valuable time coming on, because you don't have to. It's not like you don't have a life or something better to do. But I do appreciate all of you very, very much. And for those of you also, happy, prosperous New Year, and have a safe one too, please. That's very, very important. And let's see. Here she is. So she's here. Okay. And the reason why is because, believe it or not, B-Boogie, okay, made a donation. And let me show you where it is. There it is. See? and she made it. And what happened is I didn't get a chance to read the sister. So I didn't want to just jump right out the gate saying, okay, be book, and then she tunes in later. But since she's in the house, how can I read it? First of all, thank you very much for the donation. And she is born on August the 15th of 1994. Now, if she would put her name into the, hold on, let me get this straight. If she would put her name into my calculator, I would be curious as to, for example, she is a fire sign with an earth number, okay? And what that means is this. Astrologically, she's a Leo. So that is governed by the element of fire. And you know, Leo's got this reputation that they are self-starters, initiators, futurists, pioneers, things of that nature. Yet it is modified or tempered with an earth number that gives it a whole different flavor. So therefore, yes, she would take the initiative in a more practical way. So for example, let's say she was a fire sign with a fire number. That means in those action movies, she may run down the hall and just jump out the window. Well, with her being a fire sign with an earth number, she might run down the hall, but she's going to look first before she leaps. See, this is the beauty of putting these elements together in your birthday. I'm curious as to what is in your name because I'm working on a project that will include how to look at elements in your name too. So to give you why your personality is one way and a person's other personality is another way. You can have this information and go into an interview and knowing that, okay, if the guys that you're about or the person is about to interview you has a lot of water numbers, you know, you appeal to the emotions, to their feelings, to their intuitions and hunches. You know that if you're going into an interview and that person's got a lot of fire numbers in their name, see, because when you go into an interview, they're not going to tell you their birthday, but their name will tell you just as much when you understand this technique that I developed. And it'll help you understand how to shade it. So if a person's got a lot of fire numbers, that means you got to get right to the point. You got to be direct. You can't ask you a question. You can't say, well, once upon a time back in the day. That's not happening, okay? And so it all depends. So that's why for those of you who can, just go to my calculator on Lloyd-Strayhorn.com, click on it, and just put in your birthday, put in your name, go to the very bottom of the screen, okay? And you should see, where did I put this at? Okay, where did you go? Okay, you should see this. At the bottom left will be whether you have more fire numbers in your name, earth numbers in your name, air numbers, or water numbers. If you can do that, that would help me so much in my research. And so, and if not, and again, you can use either the Chaldean system or the Pythagorean system, or you can do both, which some do. I would have done both myself. Okay, I ain't taking no chances. All right. So anyway, but by the way, as far as Boogie is concerned, and let me get back to her and stay focused. Thank you. She would be not only an earth sign, air sign with an earth number, but it simply means that this particular year for her, by the way, is going to be her love year. She's going into a romance and finance cycle. Boogie, excuse me. And it simply means romance, finance, love, marriage, separation, divorce, births, pregnancies, moving into a home, moving out of a home. I'm willing to bet you $1 to donuts, Boogie. You probably did your hair somewhere around about September, October, that the hairstyle, if we was, now I see a picture of you in the screen, but if you were to look, your hairstyle may be totally different. It might be longer, shorter, redesigned. You women, y'all know how to do it. We guys, we just get a haircut and we doing the best we can. But nonetheless, it does indicate that your key numbers are the 6, 2, and 7, and therefore Friday first and Mondays are your best days. Yes, Monday comes before Friday, but in your case, your cosmic calendar says Friday's always first, Monday's always second. Now, when I say these best days, this is what I mean in the case of Boogie or anybody. I'm not just saying these days to sound cute. I'm saying, you know, timing is very important. So what one day works for another doesn't work for another person. So as long as you know your days, those are the days you focus. Now, you know, going to a movie, hanging out, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that, that's no problem. But I'm talking about when you got to make decisions of consequence. that affects your name, your reputation, your resources, your standing in the world, you want to make sure you're in the right place at the right time in perfect harmony with the universe. So that is my goal. That is my objective. So I'm glad that B Boogie tied in. And so therefore I wish you all the best. And so that is it there. So if you any of you do make a donation, and for example, because I'm going to take a break for several weeks. Okay. I'm going to give I'm going to give Lloyd a break a second, but I'm going to try to have reruns of the best of, so to speak, or you can always go to YouTube. But my YouTube channel is not live with Lloyd. My YouTube channel is named after my best classic, the book called Numbers and You. Okay. And my books are always on sale on Amazon. I've published 6 books, but 4 out of 6 of them are on Amazon. So just go to Amazon.com, click on either my name, Lloyd Strayhorn, or click on the name of the book, Numbers and You, and order it. Okay. I also have it in an ebook too. I also have it in a audiobook as well too. So anyway, back to that. So let me get with this and see. Okay. Let me see. Okay, comment section. She left another one, right? You left one before. She left one again. Thank you so much. And money, gifts, and favors. And here's the thing about, in the case of B Boogie, is that she is likely, all depending on how things are, is to have a very, very good year, both emotionally and particularly financially. Because number 6 is love things in the material realm, the best of this, the best of that. And so I cannot blame them, but I do thank her very, very much. Okay. So let's see. This is Cece, naturally. Thank you. And I think I read The Creative Yellow Soul on Monday, I do believe. And also greetings to you, Daddy's Girl Forever 887. I know what that means. You are spoiled. I'm only joking. I don't know that. But anyway, Happy New Year. Happy New Year to all of you, too. And have the best New Year. So here we have our first person. And it says, greetings, Happy New Year. They are born August the 19th in the year 1987. And I see, it's so interesting because when I gave the example talking about B Boogie, she's a fire sign with an earth number. And I says, well, suppose you take a fire sign with a fire number. Well, that's exactly what she is. She 5583 is about. So this tells me that this person is a go-getter. They're known for their directness, their honesty. They're known to be more proactive, which means they're not going to sit around and wait till the mood hits you. No, they're going to get started. They're going to get the ball rolling. So if you're dealing with a person like her, for example, you got to know that if you're going to deal with her, you're going to have to show some self-initiative yourself. And, that's how that works. And in fact, the year for her is a year where she's going to be starting a 1 personal year. And now, let me tell you how she's got it. 2026 adds up to a 10 when you add those 4 numbers. 1 plus 0 is 1. Well, 1 governs the sign of Leo. Of all the signs in the zodiac, from Aries to Pisces, Leo is first. Nothing personal. Everybody gets a turn. Next year, Cancers will be first. Okay, everybody gets a turn. The year before that, 2028, Pisces and Sagittarius will be first. Okay, then 2029, then Aquarians will be first. So I'm an Aquarius, so you see how long I got to wait to get my turn. But it's not in that way because they're more immediate things, but long range. This year favors all Leos and all number 1 persons, and she fits the bill. And when I added the month and day to the year of 2026, she's in a 1 personal year too. So I would say she's going to rock the house. And what I tell a person who's got such dynamic alignments as this, if you can recall, she, what happened back in 2017, why? Because that year added to a 10, 2 plus 0 plus 1 plus 7 is 10, or 2008 when Barack Obama was elected president, 2 plus 0 plus 0 plus 1 is 10, which is a 1. By the way, when Barack Obama won in 2008, it's 10, and 10 is 1, and 1 rules Leo, and he happened to have been a Leo. I know people saying, yeah, Lloyd, you're really stretching it, but I'm trying to get y'all to see something that's more obvious than you know. And sometimes things are like right in your face. We just don't see it, but it's just amazing. So anyway, your numbers, she is 1, 4, and 9. So therefore, Sunday and Tuesdays are always your best days out of 7. Let there be no questions. All right. Okay, good, good. This is great. All righty. So let's see what else we got. And by the way, you didn't, I can't quite see the picture, but it tells me you might wear glasses from time to time too. Okay. So let's see. Okay. Um, yes, Maureen Bellinger, Happy New Year to you too and the family. Okay. And these are very nice. I really appreciate this. I'm going to miss y'all over the next couple of weeks. I mean that sincerely. Y'all have been very nice. Now, okay, let me say this to you. I got on here to kind of like share with people what I know, how I can be of help to them. And I had no idea that in the world of the internet and YouTube, that likes and shares and whatnot. And if you notice, I always give the forecast, but right at the very top, I be said where it says like, share, and subscribe, it goes right past it because I'm focusing on things. So if y'all can please help my moderator by clicking the button wherever that's supposed to be at, and like, share, and subscribe. I understand that's for algorithm purposes. And whatever the case is, that would help very much. So MTN triple nines said no, quad nines, no, sync nines says thanks, Queen Empress Jazz, King Simon, Eric, and all the guests. And I have missed and hit that like. Thank you very much. Now, but here's the point. If you have missed any of the shows, they're all on YouTube. My YouTube channel, the name of my YouTube channel is Numbers and You, based upon my best-selling classic book, Numbers and You, by Lloyd Strayhorn. Okay. And then you can see all the shows I've done. I think I've done over 3 years of shows so far. And believe it or not, I just plan to do a couple of weeks, but I got to be honest, I started enjoying this too, Then I'm kind of nosy and stuff like that. But anyway, so Beautiful, Brilliant Universe 25. Will my home business succeed in 2026? The answer to the question is, oh, yeah. I use strangle language, but, my granddaughter be watching sometimes, so I got to, Here's why I'm saying it. First of all, you are a number 1. The year favors anybody other than Leo in a minor way, Aquarius and Aries. Those are the 3 signs, but Leo is always first at the top of the list. But especially numerically, anyone born on the 1st of the month, the 10th of the month, the 19th, well, that's you, beautiful, brilliant universe, or the 28th of the month itself. Now, I don't know whether, in fact, you'll be going through an 11 personal year, but the fact that the year matches your date of birth and you being a number 1, I would expect your business to succeed. Now, here's the key. What are the best days for you to launch it? Well, your best days are always on a Sunday 1st, a Wednesday 2nd, and a Tuesday 3rd. So yes, you can say Sunday, Tuesday, Wednesday, but it is the strength. So when the first day I name is always the strongest out of whatever many days you got. So Sunday's your first day, late Saturday night into Sunday, late Tuesday night into Wednesday, and late Monday night into Tuesday. But as long as you notice that, and what I mean is this, you want to launch a business Sunday, Wednesday, Tuesday. You want to sign a contract or go into something Sunday, Wednesday, Tuesday. You want to kind of negotiate a deal or put your products and services out there for the first time before the public. Sunday, Wednesday, Tuesday. Everybody's got their time to be. Everybody. That's why we all don't wake up at the same time, go to bed at the same time, wear the same clothes. Can you imagine? We all get up and going out to work and everybody's got the same clothes on. We be saying, what's going on? Okay. And you're born at 12:45 a.m., which means your sun is sitting in the 3rd house. Yep, it's 3rd house, which is the house of brothers and sisters, the sign of Gemini. All righty. And it tells me you're headstrong, very You wear glasses, and you're known for your directness too. I can tell you that. All right. Okay. So let's see how we doing it again. And B Boogie made another donation, but thank you very, very much. And I did tell you that Fridays and Mondays are your best days. So that's very important. And good evening, everyone. Pamela Terry. She spoiled me too. I'll be looking for her all the. I gotta be honest. I'll be looking for all of y'all. Not that you got to be here. It ain't like you ain't got nothing to do, but I'll be looking for you too. Okay, because I kind of enjoy it. And this is why I call my show the Live with Lloyd family, because I do consider us a family, you know. And in families, we kind of look out with each other. We join each other. We share and break bread together with each other. And the bread don't have to be physical like in a meal, but breaking bread in terms of knowledge and wisdom and understanding and things of that nature. So that's really what I am about. Now, this person, Creative Yellow Soul 1010, 2002, what might next month look like for me? Well, first of all, she's born in the 10th month, born on the 10th day, entering the year that adds to a 10. And all that tells me she's going to be entering her 3 personal year or her Jupiter cycle. Now, Jupiter, if you go to an astrologer, they're going to look for 2 major planets, Jupiter and what house is falling in, because that will be the house of abundance. So, for example, in the summer of this year, of next year, Jupiter is going to go into the sign of Leo. So all Leos, and first of all, the year favors Leos anyway. So Leos are really going to be kicking butt just before, during, and after the summer. Okay. And this also includes number 1 people, such as the 1st, the 10th, the 19th, and the 28th as well. Aquarians will be in 2nd place. Aries will be in 3rd place. So what it looks like for you next month is, so when I add your 3 personal year, that's what you've entered into the 1st calendar month, which is January. 3 plus 1 is 4. Now your key numbers are 1, 4, and 9. So 4 is one of your numbers. So it tells me you're going to start out the year by putting in the work, maybe putting your shoulders to the wheel, as I call it. But it's going to be the kind of month, young lady, that what you put into it is what you get back in return. You know, a lot of people want something for nothing. Well, it doesn't work in a 4 cycle, whether it's for a day, for a month, for a week, for a year. It means effort. But if you put in the effort and do what you have to do, you will be more than compensated on the back end. Okay. So I understand some generations, it shall not be called, because I think they run out of letters, have what you call it, they have entitlement issues, think they're entitled. Well, a lot of people are going to be disappointed before it's all over. But anyway, we have another Leo, Anthony McGinnis. Okay. So Anthony McGinnis is also a Leo. He is somewhat like B Boogie, which is a fire sign with an earth number, but he's born on the 17th. He's born on the same day as Marcus Messiah Garvey, Robert De Niro, Mae West, a couple other people. And Marcus Garvey's been definitely one of my heroes without question. I tell you this year for you is a year where you will be in an 8 personal year. How did I do that? Simple. I took August the 17th, added it to the year 2026. That tells me you will be entering an 8 personal year. Now, here's what makes it significant. You're born on the 17th. So your personal year is matching your date of birth exactly. And 17 is called a business number. It is the number of businesses, executives, managers, supervisors, directors. The stock exchange was founded on the 17th. J.P. Morgan, the most famous financier, who said when asked by reporters in his day, does astrology make millionaires? His response was no. The quote was, it makes billionaires, and he proved it. The man died in 1912, okay? J.P. Morgan died on March the 31st of 1912, 17 days before his birthday in April, ironically. And to this day, J.P. Morgan Bank still exists. And in fact, it was an astrologer, Evangeline Adams, that taught him. And he actually had an astrologer or 2 on his staff. And for some reason, he didn't get on the Titanic. And I wonder why. And there's always speculations, but I got a sneaky suspicion. But anyway, Anthony, I got a little sidetracked. Now, I don't know whether they call you Tony, Anthony, but if they call you Tony, I would suggest you use the name Tony rather than Anthony. Why is this? Well, under the Chaldean system, the name Tony adds up to 17. And you're born on the 17th. That just only adds more more financial attractions to what you're doing. Okay. So the year is going to be very good. As they say, you would definitely be my new best friend. Let there be no question. Okay. And you happen to be going through a 7 destiny or 7th cycle, which means you're in the 7th grade in the school of life. So it tells me you would do anything that's more dealing with analysis, research, investigations, and whatnot. And as my moderator says, y'all make sure y'all list your information once. Thank you. Duplications will get removed. I don't want to do that, but sometime it will. Okay, this person wants to know about their son. All right. Well, he is a fire sign with an air number. And what that tells me is that this is a kind of a self-motivating kind of person. It tells me your son has always been blessed to know somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody, which is how he may have met his boo or wife, or how he got his job, or his apartment, or his car, or whatever the case is like that. It tells me he's very multifaceted, multi-talented, multidimensional. The year that he is going into is the year of the, the year of the 6. Okay. So that means some adjustments is in order for him. He's moving into a cycle of makeups and breakups, love, marriage, separation, divorce, births, pregnancies, going back to school, getting involved in some weight loss or exercise program for him. So his key numbers, by the way, are always the 5, the 6, and the 3. So since he's going into a personal year that matches one of his key numbers, which is a 6 personal year, I expect him to do very well on the relationship front as well as the financial front. But again, his numbers are the 5, 6, and 3 in that order, which means Wednesday is his best day, then next is Friday, then next is Thursday. Well, the person will say, well, listen, Stray, isn't it Wednesday, Thursday, Friday? Yes, that's the way the week goes. But for my man, your son, his days are always on a Wednesday first. If he's got to make any decision to do anything significant, Wednesday is always the target or bullseye date or day. Next would be Friday, because that rules the number 6. And next would be Thursday, because that rules the number 3. That's how that works. So I know we used to the week Sunday through Saturday, whatever the case is, or Monday through Friday for the work day. But according to your birthday, each and every one of you have a day that stands out more than other days. So instead of y'all looking in somebody else's backyard, y'all need to learn how to look in your own backyard to figure out what works best for you so you can take advantage of your momentum and be in the right place at the right time. So that is the goal. But your son is very fortunate, I would say, for the most part. Okay. Let me see something here. Okay. And by the way, nobody's admitted their name yet, but if you do, please let me know, because I'd like to see what are you. Now, I have another, it must be a Leo day, okay? Because this is another Leo, Sarah Harper. She was born at 7:10 a.m., which means her sun is sitting in the 12th house, okay? That's the psychic house. And notice all those 7s. 7, then she's born in 77. But this person, Sharon, I hope I'm saying it right. Sharon is a fire sign with a fire number. And so that means she too, like the other person who was born on the 19th of August, is a fire sign with a fire number. Except there's a difference. A July Leo is totally different than an August Leo. This Leo tells me she was brought up reserved, laid back, discreet, discriminating. Other girls probably thought she was snooty, stuck up, or who did she think she was? I hope this is a lady's name, okay? If not, my apologies. But it also indicates a person is very strong-willed. This person would have done very well, Miss Harper or Harper, would have done very well in the world of law, medicine, science, initiative, investigating, like entrepreneurship, management, supervisors, directors, some kind of authority. It also tells me sensitivities with the eyes. So if you wear glasses, if the woman, it tells me it's more to your left, to the man, it's more to the right. Okay, these are astrological principles that have been here since time immemorial, whatever they say. And nonetheless, but for you this year, you got 2 things going for you. It favors Leo, that's you, and it favors the number 1, which means anybody born on the 1st, the 10th, the 19th, and the 28th. So You got two things going for you. So it tells me you ain't got no excuse. And not only that, but you will be entering a 9 personal year, which is a year to do things with purpose, to do things with direction, to manifest your dreams, because it means dreams come true. Because they always think about, well, it's the endings. In a way, that's true. Because like 2025, this last day is the year of the 9. And it means wrapping things up, putting things aside that you've outgrown, that you no longer need in your life, to look forward to starting a fresh, brand new 9-year cycle. Well, that's what you're going to be doing. You're going to be bringing some conclusions to the things that's going to be happening for you. And it tells me definitely, if a woman, you definitely get along better with men. There's no question about that. All right, it must be Leo season. I don't know what's going on up in here, but here's another Leo. This is Chucktown QT. She is born the same day as Angela Bassett, one of my favorite actresses, okay? I was looking at a movie recently of Viola Davis called The Woman King. You should see that. Well, she's a Leo. So Leos, I'm telling you, Leos go to the front of the class this year. And so don't be jealous, folks, because you ain't no Leo. You will get your turn, but the way the stars and the heavens move, it takes its time, and you're going to have to wait. But in her case, she's going to be entering a 7 personal year, and she's born on the 16th. 1 + 6 is 7. So that means this is going to be a good year for you to get more into meditation, to begin to follow your dreams, because 7 people normally are known to have what are called strange and or prophetic dreams. Prophetic means she can get off a bus and say, wow, I remember dreaming this, and almost scare herself. Or dreams where she wakes up and say, what was that about? So it's those kinds of things. And it tells me, since she is entering what is called the law of attraction, and 7 governs the law of attraction, not to chase after what you want, but to magnetize it. So your thoughts are going to be really, really important. If you're thinking poverty, that's exactly what the source will bless you with. If you're thinking of abundance, if you're thinking of happiness and love and relationships, all the things in a positive way, that will be drawn to you. But the key is not to chase it, because think of 7 as a magnet. It draws things to them. And if you're chasing it, it's like in the reverse. If you change the polarity of the magnet around and push it to the object will move away. So you don't want to chase after anything, because that means it's running away from you. So think in your mind what you want. See it on the mental screen of your mind: career, relationships, health, wherever your agenda is. And then you let go, as the elders say, and you let God. Okay, that's it. Oh, by the way, your numbers, you got 4 numbers now. Of all the people, you got 4. Your numbers are the 7, 2, 1, and 4. So it's 7214. The 7, the 2, the 1, and the 4, in that order. You play those 4 numbers anyway out of order, you won't get $5,000 if you put $1 on the lottery. Okay. So anyway, and peace to you and wellness also, Afro Incense. Okay, and this is my buddy here. Chill out. What does a 5 personal year mean? You're absolutely right. You're in a 5 personal year. So what he did was he took April the 9th and added it to the year 2026 to adds up to a 5. Okay, think of one is a 1. Wait, oh, this is a 1. Okay, the camera works backwards. This is a 1. This is a 9. Well, dead center of the 1 and 9, that's where you are. Chill out. In other words, it's like you come to a fork in the road. It likes you come to an intersection in the road. And so therefore, you know how you're driving along the highway and then you exit off and you come off the exit and then you come to the stop sign or the traffic light. And then when you, just before you proceed, you got signs going all kind of ways. Well, that's the kind of year you're heading into. It means which way you want to pivot. Do you want to pivot left? Do you want to pivot right? Do you want to go forward or go back down another road and come up another exit? But it's always, without question, a change for the better. It's also an opportunity and possibility cycle as well. So anything you want to sell, your talents, gifts, skills, abilities, anything you got, products or services, this is the time to take it to market, because 5 rules business and commerce and import and export, the stock exchange, the literary field, the travel industry. So it means that the secret to holding on to you next year, chill out, is about giving you some space. And I would tell anybody, if you're in a romantic relationship and they always ask you, honey, where you going? When you coming back? What you gonna do? They're gonna have problems with you because in a 5-year, there's this sense or need to have their freedom of independence to come and go as they please without explaining anything. But there's going to be, again, a lot of opportunities and possibilities, but opportunities are fleeting. So it means you got to be alert, you got to pay attention, and you got to be with purpose when you do things, okay? So it's going to be fun. And 5 is a travel number, so expect to do a lot of traveling too, okay? Okay, appreciate you too, Melanie 8. I do. I be saying, where's Melanated 8? Like she's supposed to be here. And you gotta understand, you'll do this, on your own. You're not being paid to do this. So I am very, very honored. Yeah, I'd like a zillion followers, all that stuff, but that is not, I think if my purpose was to get how many subscriptions I could get, how many likes I could get, I think I would really miss the point of being of service, okay? Now, okay, here we got these Leos. See, y'all got a conspiracy going on up in here, okay? Because Afro Instance made a comment earlier, but she's a fire sign with a fire number 2, okay? And what it simply means is this. Here's the thing, if you're dealing with a number 3 women, guys, and well, men too, but especially women, 3 women are more career-oriented than domestic-oriented. Let's say you approach Afro Instance, say, okay, boo, I want to get married and stuff like that. We're going to have all these babies. Now, we ain't going to have a whole lot of babies because I'm busy. I got something I need to do with my life, okay? The one thing I love about a 3, whether it's a male or female, is this. 3, as a rule, to the positive, is very ambitious. Now, there's negatives and positives. I know people say, Lloyd, you're always putting the emphasis on the positive. Well, yeah, because we always keep knocking each other. So my whole thing is to put emphasis on those things that make us the great people that we are, in fact. Well, with 3s, they're very creative, they're very ambitious, and they always want to make something of themselves. But I noticed there's a thing about a 3. Well, all the numbers got their own specialty, but with a 3 is if I told Afro Instance, I says, well, listen, girl, looking at your numbers, it looks like you're going to be a failure. Trust me. Soon as she gets off this phone after she finished disconnecting me here and say, I ain't got to listen to none of that. She going to roll up her shirt sleeve and says, you watch Strayhorn, what I'm going to do. Not only that is she a 3, but she's going into a 3 personal year. So she's going through a Jupiter cycle. So I'd expect a whole lot of things to be blowing up for you, young lady. And especially by the time you get to your birthday around late June into July and through August, you're going to be making a transition. But you are a fire sign with a fire number also. Passionate, proactive, initiator, a pioneer, a go-getter. And so what's interesting about your birthday too, which is none of my business also, Afro Instance, it tells me at this point you attract older men to you, or have maybe had a fantasy or actually dated a man much older than you, like 5, 10, 15 years older. The irony is as you get older, then there's going to be a switch up and they're going to be younger and from different cultures and long distance relationships too. So it's going, listen, all y'all should take my online course, really. I'm not trying to sell it. I'm just I want all of you to have knowledge. Numerology and astrology are African sciences. I cannot emphasize the importance of where this comes from. They're not going to tell you this. It's not their job to encourage our greatness. They will encourage our worst, but they're not going to say how great we are unless we recognize it for ourselves. And I'm saying we are the greatest people on this planet Earth, bar none. Bar none. And so I'm making it very clear where we stand with this. And I'm saying that astrology, numerology, and I've had historians on my show when I was on radio on WBLS here in New York that testified that in the tombs of Egypt, there was hieroglyphics of the zodiac signs, okay? And what I'm saying to you is, Afro Instance, because you are a 3 and you're heading into a 3 personal year and it favors Leo, you have no excuse not to succeed. None. At all. I don't mean to be fussing. I hope I don't sound like I'm fussing, but I'm trying to just put things in perspective. Your key numbers are the 3, 1, and 4, which means Thursday is your best day first, followed by Sunday. Yes, Sunday comes before Thursday, but your calendar is always Thursday. You should get my app to my Star 8 app, ASTAR8. I'm not trying to promote. Yes, I am trying to promote my products and services, but it's to benefit you. Okay. And on it, when you go to my website, when you go to the Star 8 app, it'll tell you all your lucky numbers. You click on the calendar, it'll tell you your green star days, which is go, your red star days, which is no or slow, go slow, whatever the case is. But and by the way, April instance, it also indicates you're a natural flirt too, which is none of my business. All righty. Okay. So, okay. And like my man Chilas, hit the like button. It's free. It's free. It don't cost you nothing. They say it goes with the algorithms. I have, if somebody asks me, well, Lloyd, how many subscribers you have? I really don't know, because that's not my purpose. Now, I'm not trying to get a couple of million like Candace Owens or other people like that. In fact, maybe one day I'll do a show on Candace Owens and Erica Kirk, because they got a lot in common more than you know, not other than just women, of course, and close relationships with Charlie Kirk, who was a Libra, by the way, born on October 14th. But it's very, very interesting about those two. And maybe I'll get into that one day. But anyway, please hit the like button. Yeah, I figured you'd say that, Chuck Tow. Yeah, Leo gang. Yeah, y'all be piling up on the brother. Okay. So anyway, she says she definitely changed her hair. See? Now, how do I know this? See, let me tell you what this is. It almost appears that if I, Lloyd Strayhorn, am psychic, no, it's anything that you study, whether electronics or this or jewelry or real estate or whatever your specialty is. When you get to master it, you know it inside and out. Well, numbers speak to me in ways that most people would ignore, okay? Other than what's in their pocketbook or how much money they make and what's coming in, what's going out. But metaphysically, I look at numbers in a way, and I've learned the art of how to interpret them with some intelligence. I'm not always 100%. Nothing is 100% other than death and taxes anyway. But over and above that, I'm always in the ballpark thanks to this ancient art and ancient African art and science of numerology and astrology. And by the way, astrology was here first. Numerology was here first. Astrology just was more popular, but numerology is actually older than the two. And here is my brother, King Simon, my man, okay? He and I are Aquarians, okay? So happy New Year to you, Simon. And he's the best. Simon and I did a recent interview last week on 363 Black. It's the name of the show is 363 Black Empire, I think, something like that. Y'all should see that. Simon and I was rocking it. Simon and I work very well together. It was through Simon that I'm on StreamYard. It's through Simon that I started doing my what you call this thing? These PowerPoints. Simon has done a lot for me. I will always acknowledge this man to my dying day. He has done a lot for me. And I mean, God bless him. And we are brothers in every sense of the word. And I'm so blessed with my dad, who taught me never be afraid to give another man his credit. See, we think we do everything ourselves. Have you noticed with the politicians, the other party always do something, they'll never do nothing. Isn't that interesting? Well, it's on this administration. No, it's on that administration. If there's a new administration coming up after that one, the one that's now is going to get the responsibilities. The one that's in now, they're blaming the ones in the past. Okay, so there's something kind of amiss that somebody don't say, my bad, that's on me. Don't that occur to you? Is this, what's up with that? Well, at least that's how I look at it. Because I was always taught, if you're going to be a man, take responsibilities. But nobody want to take responsibilities. Companies will pay a lawsuit, but they don't want to be responsible for it. I don't know what it is about this thing of not wanting to accept responsibilities. No one is perfect. Not one of us. So I know they're probably saying, boy, you so naive, but it's okay. It's okay. I like my naivety, okay? At least it don't cause nobody no harm. That's for sure. Okay. Okay. Diamond hates everybody. Really? Okay. That's interesting. She says, I have two. The purple is my favorite. Well, bless you, Diamond, that hates everybody. No, Diamond hates everybody. Yeah, Diamond hates everybody. Okay, Diamond, if you say so, boo. You ain't got no problems with me. And Happy New Year to you too, Pamela McCoomer. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. And all love to you too, B. Thank you very much. Okay, now We got somebody who is not a Leo at last. Nothing personal, Leos, but this person is a water sign with an earth number. This is very, very interesting. This is a whole different energy. Earth and water are called, I call them nurturers. Here's what I'm saying. Anybody who's on the farm or piece of land or grown anything with a flower or vegetable or whatever the case is, there's a process where you got to put seeds in rich soil. Well, she's an earth number. Those seeds can stay there for millenniums until you what? Come along and water it. Thus, she's a water sign. So therefore, symbolically, this would be a nurturing kind of person. A little misunderstood. Person's accused of being studio. Who does she think she is? But over and above that, I would say once you got to know Pamela, y'all love Pamela. That is the nature of it. Very business-minded, very serious. You would have done well in real estate, banking, law, working for the government, management, supervising, some kind of managerial positions and stuff like that. Although in the earlier part of life, it does suggest that she was always into research, probably always into books and studying analysis and research investigations and things of that nature. And people would probably thought she was snooty or stuck up, but she was just a laid back. But her key numbers, your key numbers, Pamela McCrumer, is always the 8, 2, and 7 in that order. 827. Okay, that is yours. Those are the numbers that unlock the safe to your heart. Those are the numbers that give you an idea of what you do. Okay. All right. This person here, we got a Sagittarius. They're born December 16th. And so you are a fire sign with a water number. Now, that may sound kind of contradictory, but it's kind of not that way so much so, in a sense that on one hand, you're very passionate and then you're very into your feelings about things too. So it's a matter of when you're making decisions, how to kind of find that balance, so to speak. All right. And how to discern whether you need to take action or you need to follow your hunches or feelings about a situation that you may not be able to explain. And so because you are dealing more with the fire sign, which is more taking the initiative and being proactive, sometimes it may go against what your feelings are saying. But your numbers, by the way, are the 7, 2, and 3, and Mondays and Thursdays are your best days. Now, here is Diamond hates everybody. I don't know why, girl, but we ain't going to go there. You are Leo. See, mostly Leos. And she's a fire sign with a fire number. But I can understand that because she's born on the 12th, and that is called the hangman. The compound number 12 is called the victim or the sacrifice for the plans and intrigues of others. So therefore, it would suggest to me that more than likely some of your experience and why you may feel the way you do and label your name the way you do is because people took advantage of you over the years, and you've learned through knocks and errors, through trials and errors, through, that's how it goes in life, how to be more discerning about the people that come into your space and how much you help them. But this year favors Leos. You will happen to be in a 3-personal year, which means things are about to open up for you. And because you're born on the 12th and 1 + 2 is 3, it's going to be a fun year, a busy year, a productive, and most importantly, a prosperous year too. Yeah, somebody says, I deserve a vacation. That's what somebody told me too. So I am going to take some time off because I really want to do some projects. I want to put my energies on it, okay? But thank you very much. Okay. And Diamond Forever says, I also have a great course on Udemy. I do. You can sign up on my courses. They're always on sale, especially now. And it's the Learn from Lloyd series. Learn from Lloyd how to read a person like a book. That's the first one. Learn from Lloyd, the next step in numerology, and then learn from Lloyd the do's and don'ts in numerology. So all those courses are on sale. How do you get to them? All you got to do is go to my website, Lloyd-Strayhorn.com. Hold on. I always forget to click my banner up in here, okay? There's my banner right there, all right? Sometimes people ask me for my banner, and people ask me for my Cash App, which I rarely, I forget that too. And it's not that I'm trying to be, I don't know what you want to call it. I don't think of these things. When I'm on here, my whole thing is to get in your business, in a nice way, of course, to read you, so you walk away a better person from visiting me. Okay? There's my banner right there. All right. Sometimes people ask me for my Cash App, which I rarely, I forget that too. And it's not that I'm trying to be, I don't know what you want to call it. I don't think of these things. When I'm on here, my whole thing is to get in your business, in a nice way, of course, to read you, so you walk away a better person from visiting me. And that is always my goal and objective. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do something a second, and I'm going to put it where it scrolls at the bottom of the screen while I'm reading people. Okay. Save and then go. There it is. All right. So all you got to do is just do that. Okay. So now let me get back to the comments. All right. Okay. Thank you for that. I thank you for enjoying the course. And listen, the cost of the course is less than taking a person out for breakfast nowadays. You know, breakfast ain't just a couple of bucks nowadays. Breakfast is like $30, $40, $50. I'm saying it all depends on what you eat. You know what I'm saying? If you just stick to coffee and tea or chocolate, that's one thing. But as soon as you start getting into this and that and so and so and so and so, it gets up there. But the point is that the money you invest in a breakfast can be breakfast for your mind. And I suggest all of you learn how to do this. These things come out of the world of Africa or Kemet. Pythagoras calls himself the father of numerology. Where did Pythagoras go? When you look at his history, he went into the land of Kemet. He went into the land of Egypt. And on what continent is Egypt? That's on the African continent, if you got any sense of your history. So it tells me if he became back yes, he's known as the father of geometry, I'll give him that. He's also called the father of numerology. Well, where did he get that from? He spent 20, 30 years in Africa. You got to understand, Egypt is on the African continent. I don't know how many ways you can say it, and I make no apologies for it. It is a fact of the matter. And when you understand that and speak with that kind of conviction, that's why I'm saying we didn't come here as slaves. We were enslaved. All that you got to understand our history, and you got to understand our greatness. And I make no apologies to anyone, anywhere, about why I'm here. And, well, you know what I'm saying? I have a right to be here. That's period. End of story. Anyway, enough of mine. Get this up. Okay. How can you donate? I do have, what is my cash app? I think it's $ numbers in you. I think it's at the bottom because I don't talk about that much, but I think it's $ numbers in you. Cash app. Yeah, $ numbers in you. And if you want to donate, that's fine, you know, but that's not my goal. Now, I'm not to say I don't like donations. If I get them, I'm deeply appreciative, but I do not do these shows to kind of get money. My richness comes from sharing the knowledge with you and hope that it enriches your mind, enriches your possibilities of what you want to do with your life. So that in itself is priceless to me. Okay. A Leo. Okay. August Leo. Okay. Yes. Leo's that's it. Okay. 17. Thank you. You're more than welcome. Did I do this one? I did it August 17th. I don't know whether it was one and the same because I don't look at the names so much as I'm reading the birthdays, but I'll tell you this. You are a Leo 8 person. You are heading into an 8 personal year. 8 is always associated with, now it's interesting, if it's a 6, it rules romance and finance. And in 8, it rules finance and then romance. So with 6, romance comes first, then finance. In an 8 cycle like you're heading into, finances first, Kim, and then romance. All right. So, and I've heard women say there can't be no romance without no finance, whatever that's supposed to mean. But I ain't gonna go there because it ain't about that. I'm just saying what I hear from time to time. Okay. Okay. I'm only kidding, guys. It ain't that serious. All right. Anyway, Happy New Year, everybody. Happy New Year to you, Sean Hardy. Thank you so much. And CC Naturally, thank you. Also one of our regulars. Y'all are so nice. I am so blessed. I really do. And here we have, I did you, Pamela McCoomer. I did you already. Thank you. Okay. Yes. Okay. And you too, Pamela. Happy New Year to you too, young lady. All the best for you. I want all the best for everybody. Seriously. Yes, see, and she says, absolutely with sport. Just the title she got, Daddy's Girl Forever. Knowing when you with your father, he probably had to put his hands in his pocket, okay? Daddy, you know, I got 3 daughters, so I know, okay? Trust me, I know. So anyway, now here we have somebody different. She is a Taurus. She's born April the 30th. So she's an earth sign, which is practical, with a fire number, which is passionate. So it's because she's in an earth sign that puts a lot more emphasis on that earth quality. But whatever she does, she follows it up with some action. She just doesn't just sit there and, okay, it's like, honey, what we gonna do? And the compound number 30 represents people who have what is called mental superiority, which means they got a great mind. And what that tells me, Daddy's girl, forever bless your soul, that probably when you were growing up, when you and your girlfriends were talking, teenagers, young women and stuff like that, they say, yeah, that's what she says. Let's do it let's go with what she says. Yeah, that's a good idea. She's a big thinker, very determined. And this year for you, you're heading into a power cycle. That means this year you've been a lot of soul searching, a lot of reflection, but that's over. Now you're ready to step to the plate and get into something business. It does indicate in the workspace that a lot of things are going to be happening around late January into the February, especially around the second week, like a raise or promotion or something of that nature. But something big is about to happen for you. This is a big year for you, and you should expect that too. And I wish you all the best. Your numbers, by the way, are the 3, the 6, and the 9. 3, 6, 9. Those are your numbers, which means Thursday's always first, Friday's always second, Tuesday's always third. So the calendar will say Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. Your calendar is always Thursday's top notch, then Friday is second, then Tuesday is third. Okay. And to you too, Stacy. Happy New Year to you, everyone. Okay. At least we got now. Here we got an earth sign with an earth number, Capricorn. So your birthday's coming up. So I want to wish you happy birthday. We want the first Happy New Year. And here's the point. This person being an earth sign with an earth number means very pragmatic. They would do well in business, administration, management, banking, law, working for the government, the penal system, real estate, things like that. Always very pragmatic, got a lot of common sense. I mean, they can party just like everybody else, but at the end of the day, they are the ones who kind of like to keep it real. Okay, let's keep our heads on us and don't get too carried away with stuff. And the fact that they're heading into a one-person year, which means, young lady, you're getting off to a very fresh start. And now that you're in your critical cycle, just 52 days before your birthday, I'd say anything significant like signing or anything or surgical procedures, I would wait until the day of your birthday and after, when you're in your reputation cycle, and that's what it's called. On your birthday of January the 8th, it starts day 1 in your 52-day first cycle, which is called your reputation cycle, which means whatever you're going after, Stacey, you're likely to get. So stay focused. You're almost there, and your birthday's right around the corner. So Happy New Year, and also birthday to you too. I'm not going to keep my moderator on too long today, bless her soul. Okay, and Reverend Dr. Judith Lovell, Happy New Year's Eve to you too. Thank you so much. I much appreciate it. And oh, this is your son. Well, your son, okay, so he is 20, he'll be 21. But your son is an old man, in the sense that he would probably want to get out on his own between his 19th and 22nd birthday. That was just only a couple of years ago. It also indicates that he is very independent. He has a way of maturity. He probably likes older girls that may have introduced him to Sex 101, which is none of my business, Stacy, okay? However, looking at it, it tells me he's very serious-minded, no nonsense. And I noticed with number 8 children or young people, they tend to suffer with headaches, the knees, teeth, or bones. And his son is Dejan, and that's, let me see, that's 10, 15, 21. So it tells me his name suggests, if I add it right in my head, that's 10, 20, 10, 21. It says his name is Dejan. It tells me your birthday, Stacey, may either be a Sagittarius or Pisces, or his father may have been Sagittarius or Pisces, or born on the 3rd, the 12th, the 21st, or the 30th of the month. If you take my courses on Udemy, by going to my site and registering it through there so you can get the discount, you will see what I'm talking about, okay? But nonetheless, your son's numbers are always 8, 6, and 3. And Jay Brown, peace to you, my brother. And he is a Sagittarius. He's a fire sign with a fire number. So that means very passionate about the things he wants to do, very focused about the things he wants to do. And therefore, I would expect him to succeed. And in fact, the year he's going into is the year of the number 4. Now, 4 is not one of your best numbers, not bad, but it simply means about being more, getting into the work, getting into the being structured or organized. I'm struck in the fact that you got all these 1s and 9s in your birthday, and you're born in 1993, which is 22, which suggests one of your parents could have either been an Aquarius or a Leo or a Gemini, or born on a date such as the 1st, the 4th, the 10th, 13th, 19th, 22nd, 28th, or 31st of the month. And it would also tells me, which is none of my business, you were conceived in the month of March too, which means it could have been one of your parents could have been a Pisces or Sagittarius. Anyway, all of this is my research. I'm working on a project. So I'm doing all this research. So that's why I'm asking y'all to kind of help or participate or whatever the case is and help me out. But I hope that hits you. By the way, your numbers are the 9, 3, and 6. Tuesday's your best day first, then Thursday, then Friday. So yours goes in the calendar order, which it should be Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. Okay. And all the best. And Mary Jane, Happy New Year to you too, young lady, and all those other things. This is Deborah McQueen. Now, here's what's interesting. Sometimes it all depends. I've met some people with this name. They spell it Deborah or Deborah. I just say Deborah because I think it's a habit. But anyway, here's the point, Deborah. You are an earth sign with an earth number. So that means you've always been about keeping it real, being grounded, a little misunderstood, but to know you is to love you. And 8 people, and in fact, I want to write something about 8s and 4s because of all the numbers from 1 to 9, those 2 numbers tend to be misjudged and misunderstood more than any others. And why is that? But once you get to know a number 8, like Deborah, or once you get to know a 4, you will find that they can be the nicest people on the planet. But to know them is to love them, as the saying goes. But if they, and I notice in the number 8, Deborah, the more you try to make an impression, the more people read it wrong. But you are going into a year of change. So this year has been kind of challenging to you that we've just finished, to be very honest, either with restrictions, limitations, boundaries, health, things of that nature that's kind of like kept you kind of like within a structured way. But now you're ready to break out the mold, do some traveling and whatnot. So a lot of opportunities are going to be coming your way and you can look forward to it. All righty. So, but your numbers are the 8, 6, and 3, which means Saturday, Friday, and Thursdays are your best days. Notice the calendar will say Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Your calendar, that's reverse. Saturday's always first, Friday's always second, Thursday's always third. Okay. All right. Okay. What will 2026 be looking for? This is March 2389. Well, for you, the good news is you will be entering a personal year that matches your date of birth. How did I do this? Simple. I took the month and day you were born, August the 26th, and added it to the year 2026. That factors out to an 8 personal year. So your personal year is matching your date of birth. And that tells me that will present a lot of opportunities to grow, to glow, to really kind of build your nest egg, to reach higher levels of maturity and understanding about your life and the people and the part they played on your life on life stage. It's also a legacy cycle, which means connecting with people from your past by way of funerals and christenings and baby showers and weddings and family reunions, things of that nature. And it also means the coming of age in that sense. You know, we think because we are grown that we stop growing, but we grow mentally, spiritually through life's experiences. And that's what you're going to find. So I'd expect next year to be very, very well for you in a financial way. No question. And in a romantic way, because it rules finance first, then romance second. So, for example, I don't know if you're married, but let's say you're not married, but you might meet somebody from the past that you dated in high school or college or when you was growing up around the way. And all of a sudden you'll cross paths, and sometimes things like that happens. You know what I'm saying? It's very, very interesting. And, excuse me. Your numbers, by the way, are always the 8, 6, and 5 in that order. 8, 6, and 5, which means Saturday's first, Friday second, Wednesday is third. So it's technically Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, but your calendar cosmically is Saturday first, followed by Friday, followed by Wednesday. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And Happy New Year to you too as well, young lady. Very good. Um, yeah, you get a reading, Mommy at last. Mommy at last, yes. Can I get a reading, please, for my daughter? Yes. Okay. We ain't gonna tell Asha she can't. All right. So Asha is a Gemini 1. She's air and fire. She's an air sign with a fire number. And the fact she was born in 1999 suggests that either you or the dad could have been a Leo or Aries or an Aquarius, or born on a date that adds to the single digit of a 1 or a 4. But it tells me you have a headstrong young lady. She kind of knows what she wants. She probably wear glasses or have very sensitive eyes to bright sunlight there in Texas. It tells me also that this is going to be her year, because when I look at the year she's in, the year coming up for 2026 is a 1, and she's a 1. So right there, she's got it going on. And because she is in an 8 personal year, 1999, 2009. Okay, she's in a cycle that relates to weddings and pregnancies and graduations and recognitions and honor and things of that nature. And it tells me your daughter, Asha, is very, very direct. She's got a lot of A's in her name. She's got 1, 2, 3, but not only that, but she's got other 1 letters in her name too. And then she's born on the 1. Then she's born in 1999. So she's got all. Your daughter is something else, which is none of my business. Okay. And it tells me that she is not going to hold her tongue. Not unless she's been programmed at a very early age to hold that back. But if left to develop on her own organically, naturally, she is born to lead. She does not have a wimpy bone in her body. Her numbers, by the way, are the 1, the 4, and the 5. Yep, 1, 4, and 5. That's it. So Sunday and Wednesdays are best days, followed by Tuesday. All right. Pamela Makuma, thank you so much for the donation. Much, much appreciated. Okay. And let me see what this person says. That's my day too. Good. So I'm glad you said what I said about August 17th being a fire sign with an earth number, being pragmatic, and you're both heading into an 8 year. Okay. So I don't know what Lucky Lucy Diamond says, oh, wow, but okay. All righty. This person here, and I'm not going to keep my moderator too much longer. Okay. Here we go. Yeah. This is Robin, the cycle breaker. Okay. Okay. She's 1212. She's born the same day as a lot of famous people, from Dionne Warwick, Frank Sinatra, whatever the case is. However, she's born at 12 noon, which means her sun is hovering around the 10th or the 9th house. Okay. So it all depends on what town, area of the country she was born in. It could have been on the very, very edge of the 10th house, or going into the very, very beginning of the 9th house. But nonetheless, though, she's 12. It's so interesting. She's 12, born at 12 p.m. So her 12 is in alignment, but it tells me sometimes you got to be careful of people using you. And you're going into a spiritual cycle. You're going into a cycle that whatever you think about, you draw to you. Whatever's conscious, whatever's at the top of your mind, that's what will manifest. So you have to be a little bit more mindful. It ain't got about being paranoid that I got to think positive all the time, because all the things we hear about and see about can be very depressing. But nonetheless, I'm just saying that for you, it is not about chasing after things. For you, it's about manifesting things in your mind and letting go and letting it manifest and be drawn to you. This is a cycle where, and it's interesting because you're in a cycle that I call it what secrets revealed, that things that have been hidden from you kind of come to the surface, and there may be things about you you never knew that will come to the surface. But the whole thing about it is it's going to be a very cycle where you're going to become a seeker of wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. So although your birthday suggests you're normally bubbly and popular and well-liked, and which is why it's hard for you to sneak around because you're always knowing some people everywhere you go, this year, Robin, it tells me you just want to get away from the noise, the confusion, the drama, the nonsense, and just be kind of left alone. But anyway, your lucky numbers are the 3, 6, and 9, and your best days are always, without exceptions, Thursday and Friday and Tuesday. And the Creator Yellow says, thank you, and you're more than welcome. Okay. Empress Rel says there was some rich indigenous people on the Titanic, kings and queens with a lot of money, and JP Morgan, along with his astrology plan, to have them removed from this earth. But you know what's interesting? There's a lot of speculations why JP Morgan supposedly did not go on the ship that he owned, that he had a promenade. And let's see, what happens is when the ship left Ireland to go to New York City, it was due to arrive on April the 17th of 1912. Well, guess what was JP Morgan's birthday? April the 17th. So you figure with a ship like that, of that prominence coming in on his birthday, the man would have been the first to step off or the first to invite the president to his promenade. But the reason why I don't think he went, this is my speculation, okay? Don't forget, Evangeline Adams, the astrologer, and in fact, if you read her autobiography called The Bowl of Heaven, she explained that she taught him astrology, that he consulted her on a regular basis about his finances and other aspects of his life. Well, in April of 1912, Mercury went into retrograde in the sign of Aries. Mercury rules, and Aries rules accidents, injuries, explosions, things of that nature. So I'm thinking that perhaps Evangeline set him down and say, honey, listen, okay, I know that's your ship. I know you big dog up in here, but Mercury's going retrograde in Aries, and it could be, well, I know this. We all know that he wasn't on his ship. There's a lot of suspects, but I think metaphysically that Evangeline Adams pulled his coat to let him know that Mercury was retrograde. Anytime Mercury's retrograde, especially in the sign of Aries, it rules accidents, injuries, explosions, dangers from firearms, confrontations, fender benders, all that kind of stuff. So that's my suspicion. I can't prove it, because don't forget, that was way back in 1912. Okay, that was over 100 years ago. Anyway. Okay. If your Jupiter is in Leo, and Jupiter is going into Leo in July of 2026, boy, you're going to be rocking the house. That's all I can say. Okay. All right. This person here, Javel, is born, and I'm going to stop in about another 5 or 10 minutes. If that's all right, Empress Rel, thank you so much. This person is a borderline case, but they're Aries master number 22. So their key numbers are the 4, 1, and 9, and they are going into a year that's an 8. So you're going into a year that indicates possibilities of business management, especially in February. February is one of your months. So with that being the case, it does suggest to me that around the second week of February, around from the 8th to the 14th, or especially around that second Sunday, somewhere around the 10th, that a lot of things are going to be developing for you in a very dynamic way. It tells me you're sensitive, high strung, easy wounded in your feelings with a tendency to be misunderstood. And it also tells me you've always attracted odd and unusual relationships. When you was coming up, your mom said, like, honey, where'd you find them at? Or your boys say, what's that about? Okay. But it also indicates you were equally raised or influenced by a third party. So, for example, your mom and dad could have been in the house, but you could have been raised and influenced by a grandmother, an auntie, a grandfather, an uncle, or something of that nature. So that's what I'm looking at. That's how I see that. So thanks very much. Happy K. Oh, by the way, excuse me. Oh, let me do this. By the way, your key numbers are the 4, 1, and 9, and Sundays and Tuesdays are your best days. 4, 1, and 9. So Sunday and Tuesday, in a minor way, Wednesday are your best days, but Sunday and Tuesday without question, okay? And so to Happy Cake 4906, thank you so much for the dump, and definitely thumbs up for the videos. Get the likes up or whatever the case is, okay? And now my moderator says you only need 8. My moderator says you only need 18 people to hit the like button. So can y'all do that, please? All righty. Now, this person is also March the 22nd. So other than that, I will say this. You're heading into a year where you're in a position to make some power moves, that's for sure. But because you're unconventional, like to be different, you will have secret enemies along the way, which is not your fault. But nonetheless, it does simply mean that things are going to be breaking for you, especially in February, because your key months, first of all, your numbers are the 4, 1, and 9. Your best days are Sunday and Tuesday, and a minor way Wednesday. but your best months are always in February, April, August, and November. But in February, it looks like something's going to be breaking for you. And I wish you all the best. Okay. Okay. Here we have a person that did go to the calendar. Mommy Lash, she has 6 fire signs, 6 fire numbers, 2 earth numbers, 4 air. So I've noticed that most of the people from my research got mostly fire and air numbers. And when that combination means these are the go-getters, these are the ones that kind of make things happen. They're not afraid to move on it and things of that nature. And she did hers under the Pythagorean system. So thank you very, very much. Now, this person is born the same day. This young lady is I am infinite me. She's born the same day as 19 Keys, one of my buddies. And her numbers tells me she's heading into a one personal year. So that means she's ready to make a fresh start. She's ready to get her move on. She's ready to do things that's very important for her. And she's born at 2:20 in the morning. So that means her sun is sitting in the second house. Yep. Second house, the house of Taurus, which deals with possessions and things like that. And then she's a Taurus too. So that means she may have unusual possessions or unusual things that she likes or collects or things of that nature. But very sensitive, high strung, like to be different, misunderstood. But the more they, and it also tells me she may know a lot of people, but she ain't got a lot of friends. If I say, girl, how many friends you got on one hand, she'll have a couple of fingers left over. But your numbers are the 4, 1, and 5, and Sundays and Wednesdays are your best. Sunday and Monday and Wednesdays are your best days. Okay. Now this is actually forgot this element. Count under the Chaldeanist, she still got more fire and air numbers. So whether it was in the Pythagorean system or whether in the Chaldean system, fire and air. Now, because it's Chaldean, which I favor most, she's got more air, which means she uses more of her intellectual and intelligence and powers of logic to do the things she needs to do. That's what I'm looking at. Okay. Thanks for sharing that too. And this person here is 812, another Leo. I think I read you, Lucky Lucy Diamond. And your numbers are the 3. In fact, I explained that you like older persons right now. And as you get older, they're going to be younger persons. And you're very ambitious, very creative. You are an organic flirt, very ambitious. And you must be careful of people taking advantage of your kindness and your goodness. And your key numbers are the 3, 1, and 4, which means Thursdays and Sundays are your best days, okay? And this person here is Chantel Moore. Thank you for the donation. And she's born January 6th, so I'll say Happy New Year's to you. Now, I ain't going to sing, I ain't going to mess up your birthday, but I'll tell you this. You're heading into a year that's going to bring you a tremendous amount of access to possessions, to money, power, and authority. That I can tell you. You would be my new best friend. It's just that simple. 6 has, in fact, when I did research in my book, Numbers and You know the people who tend to make the most money is number 6s. So let's say you look at this boxer, Floyd Mayweather, who gets paid millions and millions and millions. Well, he's born on the 24th of February, which makes him a Pisces 6 person. Okay. Steve Jobs is also a number 6. So it simply means that you almost have no excuse, Ms. Moore, not to do well in the financial arena. You're going to be reconnecting with your past through ancestries of events like reunions and christenings and baby showers and other events like that to bring people back together. And it tells me you got an eye for business. You would do well in real estate, banking, law, the arts, service, community, therapists, nurse, doctors, whatever the case is, you would be good at what you do. And very, very conscientious. I can tell you that. So people might think you kind of like overbearing, but you kind of know what you want and you're going to speak on it. Okay. That's what I'm looking at. And thank you very, very much for the donation. Too much appreciated. Okay. I think I'm ready to kind of wrap this up because I think that I don't want to overdo my time, but only because this is the last show that I'm going to do for several weeks. I'm going to miss all of you dearly. I mean that sincerely. I know I'm going to be off like this first week. I'll probably get up thinking I got to do a show and I got to handle my business. That's what I got to do. But at any rate, I do want you, anytime you'll need to reach out to me, you can go to my website, gmail.com. That is the site to my website. If you got any comments, a star 8, or go to my email, a star 8 LLC. So it's ASTAR LLC at gmail.com, and leave your comments or whatever the case is. For those of you who want to see my past shows or whatever, because I'm trying to figure out, can I broadcast some of my early shows? I'm sure I can. I don't know the logistics yet. I'll find out by Monday. You'll know. And if so, they will be kind of repeats or reruns, as they used to call them. I don't know what they still call them, reruns, but that's what I'll have. I'll have the best of, or what I think people might like, or maybe I'll check the YouTube algorithm to find out which gets the most response and just post those up until I'm back. But I do want to thank everybody very, very, very much. I will read 2 more people, and that is Brother Marcellus Pittman. He is born November the 27th, the fire sign with a fire number. And it tells me he's the kind of person that really doesn't take any orders well at all. He says he's born at 1:39. If it's in the PM, that means it's in the ninth house. If he's born in the AM, that means it's somewhere around about in the 2nd house. But either way, it tells me that this year for you is a year where things are going to expand. You're going to grow. So not only will you be in your fire sign with a fire number, but you're going to be entering a fire cycle. So I know that you should put forth with ambition, determination to succeed, to allow no one to block your blessings. Okay. And it tells me from your birthday, you may have had a background connected with law enforcement, the military, construction, machinists, toolists, handling instruments of some kind or whatnot. And you tend to be more injury prone than accident prone too. But your lucky numbers are the 9, 3, and 6, and your best days are always on a Tuesday, followed by a Thursday, followed by a Friday. So let's see. I just want to do something right quick. I'll read one more. Okay. And thanks, Lucky Lucy Diamond, for your contribution. Much appreciated. And okay, I think that might be, I just want to do one more thing to make sure I didn't leave anybody out who made a donation. Oops, see, Jay, thanks for this donation. And I read somebody, this is a male, but I did read somebody born on August the 16th and told them that they're a fire sign with a fire number, and they're heading into the year of the 7. So that means this year coming up for you, sir, is about getting into your spirit, getting into why you do the things you do. Begin to go through self-examination. Sometimes it's not always easy when you're challenging yourself, but it would be to your interest to do that. Okay. And your key numbers are the 7, 2, 1, and 4. You would one of the first numbers that had it too. And then also Nzinga. Thank you so much, Nzinga. I do know it's in Nzinga. I wonder if they're born on January the 20th. And thanks for the super sticker. I appreciate that. And I be waving like I know them and stuff like that, you know? But anyway. Okay. Oh, this person is 815. In fact, one of the first verses I read was 815. So it simply means that you're heading into a year of the 6 that matches your 15th birthday. 1 + 5 is 6. So that means some adjustments are in order, relationships are in order, as well as finances are good to lose weight and go back to school. Your key numbers are the 6, 2, and 7. And thank you so much, Nzinga, for your donation. Okay. And as you see at the bottom of the screen is my information that you can have. And I do want to thank all of you very much. Okay, yeah, I got. Oh, and Sean West, hey, that's my girl right there. All y'all are my favorites, really, and I thank you very, very much for this too. So I'm going to have to wrap it up because my moderator has a life, and you two have a life. But I do want to thank all of y'all very, very much, and especially Numeralytics too, for giving their time and effort and stuff like that. And I do want to go through all of my, one more, Celeste Hill. And I don't mean, I won't see these until I get to the bottom. But she's born September the 30th, which means she's a Libra 3. And the year tells me she's going into a 4 personal year, which means it's going to be good for her. How come it's not on the screen? That's interesting. Okay. No, Nope, 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 nope. Where is she? I just had her here. Oh boy. Okay, positive vibes to all. Same to you too. T Believe said they donated, didn't get a reading. I don't remember seeing it, nothing personal, but if so, write to me at a star 8 ASTAR 8 LLC at gmail.com. Let me know what amount you donated and leave your birthday, and we'll get back. Okay. Again, this is why I'm saying that I don't want anybody to feel that they've been taken advantage of. That's not my style. And believe me, if I'm going to rip you off, it ain't going to be for a couple of dollars. Trust me. Okay. Because I do think bigger than that. But so it's not intentional. And as I said, you'll have an option of doing it. So if some of y'all made a donation and I missed you, don't take it personal. Just go to a star 8 ASTAR the 8, the name after my phone app, LLC at gmail.com, and click on there. Okay. So thank you. And love you too, Sean West. Happy New Year. Thank you for being so great. You are too. And donating your time. Good. I really enjoy all of you. I'm going to miss you for a couple of weeks. And I do thank every single one of you. But before I go, I got to sign off by giving some credit to my sponsors, which is Numeralytics. Okay. That's very important. Please go to her site. Also, click on her calendar too. She has an amazing calculator that's just absolutely amazing. And she also has a journal of books that deals with all the elements we're in the earth sign. So pick up her journal reflection, earth sign reflections. It's a journal where you can document, take notes. Please take advantage of her discount that will last up until the 10th of January. So you got at least another close to 2 weeks to go before you get it. Also pick up a copy of Uchenna's book, Soul First, Mastering 24 Hours, Master Life. It's an excellent book. In fact, mine is due to arrive soon, and I'll be checking it out. And I've had him as a guest on my show. Also, Kimberly Williams, her book is The Business of Numerology. Make sure you pick that up too. And you go to Amazon, write a review, send in a copy of your review to her. And if you got a business, she'll give you a little profile complimentary. And this is her website. She too has a calendar on her website too. Her calculator is her calculator is second to the right. When you go to Kimberly, KIMBALEY.com, just go there and you'll see it. Also, Recept, where you can get, for those that want to kind of set up their own businesses, but saving the best for last, Nicholas Brooklyn at 1396 Fulton Street. And by the way, for those of you, I did back in, I think, December, the 2026 yearly astronumerology forecast. I break down every month from January, like right now, what's going on, to December. And I go into all the details, and each and every month, I tell you the best days. I do an almanac, the best days to cut your hair, buy a car, ask for a loan, buy electronics, whatever the case is, the stone to wear that stone or crystal to wear that particular month, or colors to wear that particular month. And if you don't want to read it, you can go and see the forecast right there. Just go to Kimberly, KIM. And by the way, the new one that's going to start tomorrow, January the 1st, will be aired at 7:15 tomorrow a.m. And it is what the next 9 years has in store for you. And we start off with the month of January. And thank you, everybody, for visiting my website, clicking on the calendar. And thank you very, very much for those that signed up to get and download my Star 8 app. It is one of my pride and joys. I've entered the 21st century. My father says it's like got daddy in the pocket. People say you got Lloyd, because they better not call me Lloyd. I don't go for that. Daddy is my name. Dad, pop, whatever. But ain't gonna be no Lloyd. But yes, it's Lloyd in your pocket. So just download it and whatnot. And I want to thank all of you. And by the way, this is my audiobook that can be ordered, okay? Where if you don't want to buy the book, you can listen to the book. But I do want to thank all of you very much. I'll see you in several weeks. And I do need to take a break, and I've got some projects I must do. So I can't do everything at the same time, although I try my best to do it too. But in the meantime, I want all of you to take really good care of yourselves. Happy New Year to each and every one of you, and God bless you. Okay? Take care.